Club Hayden Minster welcome you to this broadcast of OHSAA Girls Basketball Tournament on NKTelco Sports. We are at Spencerville High School where the Upper Scioto Valley Rams take on the New Knoxville Rangers. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: Crown Equipment Corporation, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Winners Meats, Sydney All Glaze Audiology, Precision Strip, Wagner's IGA, and NKTelco. Again, we are at Spencerville High School, opening game of the sectional tournament here along with Jeff Henshin. I'm Dave Kanapke. Jeff, we have the opposite ends of the draw here. We have the number 1 seed, New Knoxville Rangers, number 13 seed, Upper Scioto Valley Rams. The Rams having a tough year this year, just 1-21. For the Rangers, a great year, 20-2, 9-0, and they're coming off probably their best game of the season as they defeated New Bremen.
Yeah, you said a lot there. You talk about the seeds and the opposite ends. You put together a good year, the coaches vote you the top seed, you put yourself on the board. If you haven't had a great year, and obviously that's usually judged by wins and losses, unfortunately, that's how you gauge yourself. You get the last pick about, and that's kind of what Upper was forced with. They had no place to go. They had to pick this spot. They've had a long season. They've had some games that they've been blown out of, but they continue to compete. There are not a lot of numbers on their roster, so they have to do it with few numbers and a lot of underclassmen. So, you know, for these girls, go out and have fun. That's what it's all about. You know, they're the underdog, decided the underdog in this game. But you flip the other side, the Rangers have had a great season. Who would have thought 20-2 overall, 9-0 in Midwest Athletic Conference. That's a heck of a feat, and they played great basketball on Thursday to make sure they won the title outright, defeating New Bremen handily. Their defense has been solid. They play great team defense. You don't get many open looks, and their offense usually has been good enough to, you know, keep up and eventually wear teams down, but the defense really wears on the opposition, and then their offense just builds off of that. And they've had a great season, and they've got to make sure they come in here ready to play, and you know, it's just another team for them, and for Upper, come out and play. It's a game, and compete.
You know, with a great season, you get a lot of great accolades. The All-League MAC teams came out, and a lot of representation for the Rangers.
Yeah, they have the Player of the Year in Ellie Gable, and also first team Avery Henshin and Carson Henshin. And then second team went to Haley Fletterjohn, and honorable mention to Melissa Waterman. So again, you're pretty good, and coaches recognize you, and you get those awards.
We'll pause now for the national anthem. Stay right here. Welcome back here to Spencerville High School. It's the opening game of this sectional tournament. There'll be a couple games more tomorrow. Minster will play Richmond, Waynesville Goshen tomorrow. Minster Recovery will be covering the Minster game tomorrow. So a beautiful place here. New Knoxville had the number 1 seed, could have picked anywhere, decided not to take the bye, but decided to play a game tonight.
Play an extra game is right, and they could have gone to either this sectional or to the one at Lima Shawnee, and they chose to come to Spencerville.
A little bit closer for New Knoxville, probably a little bit more familiar with it, but talked about the MAC awards, also the MAC Coach of the Year, Coach Tim Hegemeyer, who announced the other night that it's his last year.
Yeah, 17 years as head coach, and what a way to go out. I know the girls want to give him a special exit, if you will, and do the best that they can, whatever that final goal is. But 17 seasons, and yeah, he'll be calling it quits at the end of this season. And the MAC Coach of the Year, along with 4 of his starters on getting honors.
Coach Hagemeyer's 17th year, 274 wins, 133 losses, a 673 winning percentage. Pretty great career that Coach Hagemeyer has had. He's won 8 sectionals through those years, hopes to add 1 more there and then hopefully go on from there. So now they'll introduce our starting lineups, brought to you by Sydney Allglaze Audiology. First for the Rams, 1-21 on the season. Head coach Travis Donnelly in his 5th year. See the starting lineup there. Shaylin Lawrence, a 5'5" freshman. 3, averages 4 points a game. Number 2, Amelia Hurley, 5'7" sophomore, over 3 points a game. 10, Patience Cole, 5'9" sophomore, one of their leading scorers is 7 a game. Nevaeh Lowry, a 5'6" sophomore, 5.5 a game. Number 1, Kennedy Hall, 5'7" junior, averages 7 points a game. Now for the Rangers, 20-2 on the season, outright MAC champions, 9-0. All seniors in this starting lineup. Number 2, Haley Flutterjohn, 5'5" senior, 7.3 a game. First team All-MAC, Avery Henshin, 5'10" senior, 12.3 and 7 rebounds a game. Another All-MAC player, Carson Henshin, a 6'1" senior, 8.6 rebounds a game. Alyssa Waterman, all mentioned in the MAC, 5'7" senior, 3 points a game. And co-player of the year, just went over 1,000 points last game. Ellie Gable, 5'6" senior, 13 points a game. Head coach again, Tim Hagemeyer. Now let's talk about our keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. Jeff, let's start with the Rams.
Well, they're going to have to be able to handle NK's pressure defense. That's been part of New Knoxville's strength this season. Pressure you, making you take difficult shots. They're going to have to move and communicate on defense as well. New Knoxville likes to spin the ball around. They can do it from the outside. They can do it from the inside. You got to make sure you're working as a team on defense, and you got to make shots. They're going to be hard to come by. You got to hit them when you get them. For New Knoxville, they need to stay focused to the top seed here and on paper. They're supposed to win, but nothing is a fact until the game is over. You got to stay focused, get off to a quick start against the Rams, and also try to create turnovers and get into some instant offense by doing so.
Those are your keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza in Newport, Ohio. The tip goes to the Rangers, and we are underway.
Zone defense to open it up for the Rams. Kind of tough from this angle, Dave, where we're at, if it's a 2-3 or what type of zone it is, but it is a zone defense.
Gable open for the 3. Battle for the rebound. Carson Henshin comes up with it. Waterman with the jumper. 2-pointer there by Melissa Waterman for the first points tonight.
Second chance opportunity, offensive rebound by Carson Henshin, and Waterman nails the jump shot. She averages, like you said, just over 3.5 points a game. Good start for New Knoxville. That's
knocked out of bounds. Man-to-man defense for the Rangers, just giving up 25 points a game. That was number 1 in the MAC. Points will be hard to come by. A Rams team that's averaging about at the 25-point mark. Lowry trying to set the offense up for the Rams. That will go out of bounds. It'll be Ranger basketball. Talked about the Rangers being number 1 in defense in the MAC. They were also number 1 on all the shooting categories, a triple crown, if you will. Field goals, free throws, and three-point shooting.
Well, it helps. I mean, you need all those factors to have a great season. They've been able to achieve that. And
follow their Waterman, Melissa, with 2 quick baskets.
And both have come off of offensive rebound. This time, Waterman gets her own offensive board, but 2 straight baskets for New Knoxville coming off of missed shots. I mentioned Gable got that 1,000-point in her last game. She shared the MAC Player of the Year with Sammy Holscher, who ironically I think got her 1,000-point in her last game. And those girls know each other. They played together, practiced together and such, so good on it for both of them.
There's Gable up for the rebound, or for the basket, and she's up to 1,005 points. We will have a timeout on the floor by the Rams. Let's give us an opportunity to remind you to follow WCSM AM 1350, 96.7 FM, and their internet-exclusive games on WCSMradio.com all season long. Your sports leader in Mercer and All-Glaze County, WCSM Radio. Following up on that, Jeff, you know, they not only were on the same night, I'm guessing it was within a matter of minutes, because if I recall, Ellie was able to get 1,000 late in the third quarter. Is that right?
It was late, yes, in the third quarter. I think Sammy got hers late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So almost magically, if you think about it, Ellie probably got hers first, unless the game got started later. I don't know exactly the time. New Knoxville had senior night, so maybe that pushed the actual time back. But
so did Marion Local as well.
No, you're right.
So yeah.
Yeah, but it's both Ellie and Sammy both then picked as co-players of the year, and great honor.
And I wouldn't know who to pick between those two. Both of them very outstanding players, so congratulate to both of them.
They're both instrumental to their team.
Yes, and Henshin steal in the layup. Carson with points.
Well, the Rangers wanted to get off to a quick start to make sure they weren't being lackluster. They've got off to an 8-0 start here, and their defense has forced a number of turnovers. That's the fourth one already.
Avery Henshin comes up with the steal. Passes ahead. It's Waterman. Gets her own rebound, another attempt, and the Rams with the rebound.
First time that New Knoxville has not scored, and had some good looks at the basket, but for the Rams, luckily that they're able to come away with the rebound.
Shot at the baseline there is Cole. Rebound to the Rangers. Pass ahead to Henshin. MAC Player of the Year in volleyball, first team in the MAC in basketball. Waterman had a look. Gable now to Henshin with the three. Carson shot off the mark. Good hustle by Flutterjohn, but she stepped on the end line.
Out of bounds goes to USV.
So scoreless possession, another scoreless possession there.
Upper needs to, run good offense. They've only had one shot. They've already committed 4 turnovers, so Knoxville smothers the ball, and Upper's been not able to get good passes off. A lot of overhead passes have been deflected, so that's another one. They don't use the bounce pass, and the hands have been more in the way of the ball tonight for the Rangers than what Upper would like.
Steele was with Gable there. She almost ran into our table at the end here at Spencerville High School. Henshin off the glass and rolls in.
Nice pass from the outside, and again, the size advantage there. Had to body her way through a little bit to get a good angle, but a good finish for number 10, her 4th point of the game.
Lowry seems to be the point guard, gives it up to Hall. Setting the screen there is Cole. Patience Cole, the basketball. Only 7 players on the roster.
Yeah, no seniors. So you talk about underclassmen. This is, they got to hang into it. They've got a, chance to improve and continue to grow as a unit the next year or two. So that's the one thing about a small school. If you want to play, you're going to get a chance. You got to work at it, and it's not always easy, that's for sure. And you can make the decision yourself if you want to make it a little bit more enjoyable or not, but definitely get a chance to play.
There will be a foul on Avery Henshin there as she reached in to try to knock it away.
Fouls on number 4, Avery Henshin, her first, team's first.
Received word that Fort Laramie won very easily tonight over the Sydney
Sectional game there. Yeah, that's her second big win there easily. They'll have another attempt at that to get out of the Sydney Sectional probably on Saturday, I believe. But they continue to dominate, number 1 team in the state.
Rebecca Leffel with a steal and a layup, and Rebecca is fouled.
Rebecca Leffel and Erica Wiedock both into the game here at the last possession. Leffel's a 5'9" senior, and Wiedock is a senior as well. 5'5" senior, so all 7 seniors have hung through this 4 years of basketball, if you will, and all 4 have played so far here in the first quarter.
It's like quite a great senior year between volleyball and basketball the seniors have, as Leffel with the first one.
Yeah, she's a 75% free throw shooter. She's the only senior that did not play volleyball. She's a cross-country runner. But the other 6 seniors on the basketball team all were part of that, and very instrumental, if you will. Those were the 6 that basically played along with Bryn Egbert, a freshman, but those 6 played major points, if you will, in that Division IV state volleyball championship.
That ball goes out of bounds. They will call a foul on Flutterjohn.
Thought there was plenty of contact coming down towards us. Probably a good call. Forced Knoxville to play defense with their feet, not their body.
Fouls on number 2, Haley Flutterjohn.
Inbounding it will be Hall. Goes underneath to Cole, back to Hall. Hall on Flutterjohn.
Almost got another body foul there on Flutterjohn, but instead it's a turnover against the Rams.
Gable with the layup. Gable rattles it home, and it's 14-0. New Knoxville on our First National Bank scoreboard.
4 points for Gable, 4 points for Melissa Waterman, 4 points for Carson Henshin, and 2 for Rebecca Leffel. Again, the Rangers taking advantage of their turnovers they've created on the defensive end to help them score on offensive end.
Turnaround shot there by Christensen. Out of bounds will be Ranger ball. Henshin and Waterman will check in as Gable and Avery Henshin will get a break. Hagemeyer probably used the bench.
Probably quite a bit, depending on what the score is, obviously, but if you take care of business, the Rangers with a higher seed and let's say the better team, if that all plays out, if they take care of business, you're going to get a lot of minutes for some of the underclassmen, basically the JV team, because New Knoxville has dressed their whole team tonight. Just for the limited number of players they have, they're all dressing and will have probably a chance to play at some point during this game.
Flutterjohn to Wiedock. There's Rebecca Leffel. Down to Henshin. Flutterjohn will drive. Shot, I think, was partially blocked. Will go out of bounds and stay with the Rangers.
Yeah, I'm not for sure which Flyer or which Ram. I think it was number 5, Sydney Christensen, maybe got a good hand up in the air, and Flutterjohn got just a little bit too close to the taller 5'9" Christensen, and she got a piece of the basketball, but it stays with New Knoxville.
Flutterjohn, second team All-MAC, triggers it in to Henshin. Kick it out to Wiedock. Around the perimeter. Again, USV in the zone. Leffel will drive, pull up, and in, Rebecca Leffel.
Good move by Leffel. That's a tough shot, off the dribble, kind of getting around a couple defenders and not going too far. And it's not a three-point shot and it's not a layup, so it's a good decision for Rebecca to pull up and knock down the jumper, her 4th point of the quarter.
Hall with the basketball as the Rams are trying to get on the board, and there's another turnover. Wiedock hands it to Henshin. Up ahead, that goes through the hands of Flutterjohn. It'll be Ram ball.
Rangers' first turnover as that pass goes through Haley's hands, and Upper Scioto Valley already with 8 turnovers in the ball game.
Upper Scioto Valley, a little bit of a struggle of late the last 5 years. Most they've won is 5 wins, but they had some glory years in the 90s, and there's a shot up and in by Lowry.
Good move there by the 5'6" sophomore, Nevaeh Lowry. Muscles through, got around the defender, did a nice job getting off the bankboard, and their first point of the quarter.
Waterman to Flutterjohn. Wiedock, Leffel thought about it. Waterman gives it to Wiedock. Under a minute to go here, the sectional opener.
Ooh, nice catch by Waterman. Good idea. The pass was maybe 6 inches behind Waterman. Right idea. Good job by Waterman, though, saving the pass and then drawing a foul against Upper Scioto Valley's number 10, Patience Cole.
Melissa Waterman already with 4 points. Chance for 2 more.
65% free throw shooter on the season. Good on her first one.
As a team, the Rangers are 69%. Anytime you get close to that 70%, it's pretty awesome at any level of basketball.
Yeah, any more, I think in this day and age, 69 or 70 is really good. I think days prior, it seemed like 75 was a good team percentage. You had a lot more people shooting better free throw percentage, I think, but yeah, still good percentage for the team at 70%. And three-point shooting, you maybe mentioned earlier, at 34% as a team from three-point land. So that's a good when you're judging, do we shoot too many threes, not enough? Well, that's a good risk reward there for the Rangers. You're hitting at 34%, pretty decent number.
Lowry's shot is blocked. Henshin with the rebound. Up ahead to her sister, Carson. Back to Avery. Gable will try another 3. She's 0 for 3 on those, and that will go out of bounds. I mentioned she's 0 for 3 for that because she's very good on her three-pointer. She shoots 42%.
Yeah, that's she had a great game against New Bremen. Really hit 3 of them back to back to back in the third quarter to separate the game, and her third one was her 1,000th point. Then she hit one more in the fourth quarter, but yeah, she shoots at 42%, so she's going to have an off night. You can have it tonight.
Under 10 seconds to go. Henson on the wing, back to Gable. Not sure they know what the clock is. Henson will let the three go. That is short. We played 1 quarter of basketball here in this sectional opener. Rangers lead 17-2 in our first National Bank scoreboard. We're back with quarter number 2 here on NKTelco Sports.
Lift your career to new heights with Crown, an innovative global leader in the material handling industry with over a 75-year history of growth and success. We're seeking career-minded candidates for a wide variety of entry-level and skilled positions in our new Bremen, New Knoxville, Salina, Minster, and other U.S. locations. Visit crown.jobs to apply or find us on social media by searching Careers at Crown.
Clopay Corporation, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road Class A CDL driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package as an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopay.com/careers.
We go to the second quarter, and it's been all Rangers. They lead by 15.
Good shooting for New Knoxville, 7 of 15 from the floor, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. They've done a nice job rebounding the basketball on the offensive end, a couple buckets there. And they've done a good job on defense. They've forced 8 Upper Scioto Valley Rams turnovers and limited the Rams to just 4 shots. Rams making just that 1 field goal by Lowry. So other than that, it's pretty much been all New Knoxville here the first 8 minutes so far in this ball game, which somewhat was expected with the Rangers' resume.
Shot there by Lowry, blocked by Henson. Up ahead to Gable, to Waterman, back to Gable. Ellie with the drive, up and under, and is fouled.
2 free throws coming up for Gable. She's an excellent free throw shooter, 83% on the season for New Knoxville. And doesn't quite qualify for the MAC standings because she doesn't have enough attempts.
That surprised me that she didn't have more attempts, being the point guard, and as much as she drives, that she didn't have more foul shots. But overall, a great season. First in the MAC in assist, also in steals, and also 3-point percentage.
She's 30 of 36 coming into the game. So I'm not for sure there's a factor of how many games you play, what the minimum is.
It's like 2 a game, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, so just not enough attempts to qualify for, let's say, the MAC stats that Rob Hemmelgarn puts together for us. Thank you, Rob Hemmelgarn.
There's a drive by Patience Cole. Kick it out to Lowry. Minute in the second quarter. Lowry's the most shots so far, the Rams. There's a shot in by Amelia Hurley, a 3-pointer.
Her first points of the game for the 5'7" sophomore. She averages just over 3, and good job for her getting it and getting rid of it. I mean, you got to be ready to fire before New Knoxville can rotate over, get a hand in your face. So good job by Hurley, or Lawrence, I should say.
Henson
Hurley
loses the handle. USB comes up with it. Lowry with the steal.
Second Ranger turnover.
Pass ahead to Cole. Down low, being contested. Drive to the hoop. Got to go out of bounds. It will say it was off the shooter. It was Patience Cole.
Yeah, tough break for Cole. The Rangers played straight up defense. I thought maybe it would have gone off a Ranger, you know, the shot. The Rangers played straight up. There was some contact, and ultimately, though, it must have been Cole that was the last one to touch it. So Ranger team rebound.
Rangers 20-2. Their first loss was in the third game to a very good St. Mary's team, and there's another steal by the Rams. Then they won 13 in a row before they lost to Fort Laramie. And since then, the Rangers closed out the season on a 5-game winning streak.
Yeah, the St. Mary's game was about a 3-point loss.
Shot up there by Christensen, and we'll have a jump ball. Jeff, you probably know this. 20-2 regular season, probably one of the best New Knoxville season other than the year that they went to the state finals in 2007.
Yeah, I think even that year they lost maybe 4 games because I think they had 2 league losses. And I know if they played Fort Loramie, they lost to Fort Loramie in the regular season. So,
Okay.
And I think Bath sometimes there's those opening tip-off classics at Bath, and sometimes Wildcats. Maybe Rangers might have lost there, but I don't know for sure. But 2 losses is probably the least I can recall off the top of my head. So
We'll have some research to do. Hopefully we have some New Knoxville games ahead that we can look that up. Nonetheless, 20-2, a great season. Anytime you can get to 20 is an absolute great season. And a timeout on the floor. These timeouts tonight and all season long brought to you by our fine folks at Precision Strip in Minster, Ohio.
Knoxville's had a couple possessions back-to-back where they've had some turnovers and just want to maybe resharpen the pencils here. So Upper's done a nice job on the 5-on-5 against New Knoxville for the most part. I mean, there's been some breakdowns, but Knoxville hasn't been quite as crisp here to start the second quarter. There's a 3rd turnover.
Sometimes you have that in the tournament when you have as your favorite. Sometimes you're worried about being a slow start, so you focus on that. Then you get a big lead and relax, and then
foot off the throttle. And Upper's not taking anything off the throttle. So again, there's their 2nd foul. Pretty good speed. That's gonna be the 2nd time Fletcher-John will get called for kind of the body foul, trying to contest or slow down. I believe it was Hall that had the basketball. A pretty aggressive move by number 1 Kennedy Hall, or maybe it was number 2. Can't remember if it was Hurley or Hall, but one of them did a nice job taking to the basket.
And Hall will launch a 3. Waterman with the rebound. Up ahead to Gable. Off the screen, pulls up and in.
Pretty quick release.
Gable with 7.
Got a good screen from Henson. The Rams are kind of defending for the pick and roll. Gable right off the screen and able to get a quick release and makes her 3rd 2-point shot. She's 3 for 3 from 2-point range and 0 for 3 from 3-point range.
Drive through the hoop by Hall. On the rebound, it's Hurley comes up with it. Shot off the mark. Henson outlet pass to Gable. Nothing there, but she'll step back and nail the 3.
Well, no fear. You can't worry about your last miss. You got to make your next shot. She's now 1 for 4 from 3-point range, but again, a 42% shooter. So, a couple more makes and she gets that percentage back to where she came in at. But a good run of offense there by the Rangers, all off the hands of Gable to answer kind of a sluggish part of their offense. 5 straight.
Hall, that's a 3-pointer. Rebound there by Christensen. Shot off the mark is good box out there by Henson. They'll restart it on offense. Leffel came in for Fletcher-John, hits the basket.
Again, nice move, not a 3-point shot, not a high percentage shot inside the paint. Off the dribble and able to knock it down that mid-range jump shot.
Timeout on the floor by USV. It'll be a full timeout. We'll step aside. You're watching tournament basketball here on NKTelco Sports.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? Nidec Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. Nidec is a global company that is growing with its sights on being a billion-dollar company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. The opportunities abound at Nidec Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with Nidec.
Welcome back, coming out of this Precision Strip timeout here at Spencerville High School, known as the walk-in closet here. Very nice facility, only about, I want to say about 5 years old, somewhere in that.
I'd say it's more than 5. I'm trying to think.
Beautiful facility.
Yeah, it's
here.
nice. I mean, compared to the closet they used to play in that I had to play in, the court was nice, but the seating was one of those old style. We had a big stage, and you sat on a stage with bleachers, and it was tight. You had some end zone seating, but this is very nice, and nice locations, easy to get to. I mean, but yeah, the facilities are very nice here, and athletic director Kelly Williams helping us tonight, and thank her for her efforts.
Steal by Henson. On the bounce pass, up ahead to Gable.
That might be the first Upper Scioto Valley turnover of the quarter. So they had 8 in the first, just the first one here.
Leffel with a 3. Rebecca Leffel now with 9.
And she's perfect from the floor, 3 for 3. She's perfect from the free throw line, 2 for 2. And she's coming off the bench. She's averaging 4.6 on the season. And nice to see that because they're going to hopefully need confidence. You know, as there's another contact that goes out of bounds, but those type of players gain a little bit of confidence here, can help the Rangers in their future games. After,
John and
getting
Waterman
by this, yes.
into the game. Coach Fletcher-John. Pass of Cole, stolen away there by Leffel.
Back-to-back turnovers by the Rams after had played a pretty clean second quarter, and Leffel not only scoring but coming up with a big defense stop there as well.
Weedock hands it over to Gable all the way the other side to Leffel. So work it around the perimeter. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half.
It's one thing Gable can do with her strength, you know, is flop the floor. You know, the zone's all over play. Those cross-court passes are dangerous, but if you can whip it and get it across court, you can really hurt the defense by passing the ball faster than the defense can recover, and you get some good quality shots.
Fletcher-John off on the tray. Leffel with the rebound. That's just taken away. Now taken back by Gable, and they'll call a double dribble there on Ellie. And she's looking like a confused look on her face, like, what did I do exactly? But
they'll bang play, and the Rangers commit their 5th turnover of the quarter. So that's been a down spot here in this 8-minute section of the ball game, but they still own a 23-point lead as we near halftime, 2:18 to play in the quarter.
Lawrence tries to pass it, tipped away. Fletcher-John with the steal.
3 straight turnovers, I think, after Rangers had called a timeout to get the pencil sharpened. They got some offense going, and the defense had begun to pick up the pace and create more turnovers.
Lowry trying to drive on Fletcher-John. Haley's playing with 2 fouls. Kicks it out over to assistant coach Matt Gable with the steal.
No, he won't get credit for it, but
you know, we talk about Coach Hagemeyer, but he's been assistants for a long time. Matt Gable and
17 years as well. He announced that,
yeah,
when he was honored after the ball game against Bremen. He, after I think the game was over and they gave the team their MAC trophy from Commissioner Kemper, he mentioned it. I'm pretty sure then, I know he mentioned it, but Matt's been with him coaching varsity as an assistant or JV for 17 years while Tim's been head coach. Tim spent 2 years as JV coach under Dwayne Mextroth.
And Court Fletcher-John was a former boys head coach at New Knoxville.
Yes,
pretty good success too.
Yep, he's coached for a few years after the state tournament team, and has been with the girls here for a number of years as well.
Great coaching staff for the Rangers. USV ball coming up on a minute to go. Drive by Hall. Erica Weedock with a steal. Pass ahead to Waterman, and Melissa
hammered.
Is fouled.
Yeah, hard foul by Nevaeh Lowry, and luckily it happened kind of on the floor, if you will, so nobody was airborne as they collided, and Waterman's going to have 2 free throws.
Season high for Melissa on this year was against Legacy Christian with 14 points. Henshin and Henshin come into the game. Second one here.
Waterman, 63% free throw shooter on the season, averaging 3.6 points a game. She's now 2 for 4 from the line tonight for her 6th point.
Kennedy Hall brings it across the timeline. Guarded by Fletcher-John. They switch to Gable. Cole on Henshin, short. Avery with another rebound.
Good defense, keeping the hands vertical, avoiding contact, and then after the shot, getting a body on the offensive player to secure the rebound for Henshin.
3-pointer by Gable. Henshin with the rebound, hammered from behind. So Carson will go to the line to shoot 2 foul shots.
Henshin on the year, 56% from the free throw line, had 4 points in the first quarter. Chance to add to that mark here where she's averaging 8.4 on the season. Missed a few games to start the season, Dave, with a broken hand or a broken finger, and then missed a game after the Minster game. But so he's played about half of them, I believe.
Rattles home a pair of free throws. Stretches lead to 26. We come up on 20 seconds to go in the first half. number 1 seed at New Knoxville, number 13, Upper Scioto Valley. Gable with the steal in the layup.
Points off turnovers, that makes for an easy offense, and the Rangers defense has picked it up here the final.
Henson will throw it ahead. Gable will drive, and that way in the first half of play is all Rangers. The number 1 seed leads 33-5 on our First National Bank scoreboard. We'll tally up our numbers and come back with our Wagner's IGA stats and recap when we return here on NKTelco Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Allglaze and Sydney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing aids and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
Lift your career to new heights with Crown, an innovative global leader in the material handling industry with over a 75-year history of growth and success. We're seeking career-minded candidates for a wide variety of entry-level and skilled positions in our new Bremen, New Knoxville, Salina, Minster, and other U.S. locations. Visit crown.jobs to apply or find us on social media by searching Careers at Crown.
Welcome back here to Spencerville High School. First tournament game here at this sectional. The number 1 seed in Knoxville in control 33-4 on our First National Bank scoreboard with our Wagner's IGA stats and recap. Here's Mr. Jeff Henson.
Take a look at the field goal shooting there for Upper Scioto Valley. 2 of 14 overall. Included in that, they were 1 of 3 from three-point range. New Knoxville 12 of 27, and they hit on 2 of 10 triples. 0 free throws attempted by the Rams. New Knoxville a very good 70%, 7 of 10 from the line. Rebounding margin in favor of New Knoxville by 10, 19-9. And the number of those rebounds for New Knoxville, 7 of them were offensive, and I know they put a couple of them back up for points. And the turnovers, New Knoxville leads that category only with 6. Upper has had 15, and again, a few of them have led to some very easy opportunities for the Rangers in transition. So the defense has been dominating for the Rangers, and it's paid off. Upper Scioto Valley leading scorers. Amelia Hurley has a 3-pointer, and Nevaeh Lowry with 2 points for their 5. For New Knoxville, Rebecca Luffel, 9 points. Carson Henson with 6. Melissa Waterman with 8. And Ellie Gable with 12. Their total of 33.
So it's Ram ball to start us off here in the second half. Lowry driving on Gable, loses a handle. Ellie comes up with the rebound, gives it up to Henson. To Flutterjohn for the basket.
Flutterjohn's first points of the game. Again, points off turnovers. Gable with the steal. Henson Carson with the assist. Haley with the basket.
Kennedy Hall tries to pass it underneath. Lowry comes up with it. Stolen away by Henson. Carson up ahead to Ellie. Gable trying to drive, picked up there. It's like the same 5 starters for the Wildcats. Henson, Flutterjohn, Gable, and Waterman. Henson at the elbow Rebound Hall. Gives it over to Lowry. She'll let the three go. Banks it home. Nevaeh Lowry.
Her 5th point of the game. Yeah, kind of a awkward shot, but able to get it off before a Ranger got a hand in the face, and that was one of their better looks.
Ellie Gable down low to Henshin, off the glass. Avery Henshin with her first 2 points.
Yeah, her first shot of the game. Hasn't had to do much on offense, distribute the basketball, rebound, and basically everyone else has had taken care of business, if you will. But Avery, her first point of the game, her first shot of the game, she averages 12.3 a game and 7 rebounds.
Hall puts up a runner. Rebound there by Hurley, knocked away. Ranger ball. Melissa Waterman takes it across the timeline up to Henshin. Henshin to Henshin. Fletterjohn with the tray. Fletterjohn with 5.
Makes her first 3-pointer of the game. She now has 25 on the season. She's a decent shooter from there as well, 33% on the season. She averages just over 7 points a game, has 5 here in the quarter.
Upper Soda Valley coach is Travis Donnelly. Before him was Mike Reisner with a lot of success through the years, over close to 400 wins, and there's another steal for New Knoxville. Pass ahead to Gable, and she is fouled. And the co-MAC Player of the Year, and the newest member of the New Knoxville 1,000-point club will be shooting 2. She came in, she became the 7th one of the New Knoxville 1,000-point club. But tonight she passed who was the number 6, Meg Reineke Lageman. Gable hits the first. She was at 1,008. She passed her tonight with now 13 points. Going up the list, you have Ashley Arnett with 1040, Paige Lehman with 1043 in 4th place, Nicole Wright with 1066. Number 2, somebody you know, Jeff. Jill Henshin with 1178, and the all-time leading scorer for the Rangers, Haley Horseman, 2014 graduate, 1,317 points.
Yeah, except for Jill back in 1983. Everything else has been in like the 2000s. Arnett was 2002, but everyone else was much, let's say, in the decade that Hegemeyer coached for the most part.
Yeah, he coached probably all of those except for Jill. And there's a steal.
Yeah, Jill was coached by my dad or her dad, Dennis, and then these other ones would have all been by, most of the part, Tim Hegemeyer's head coach.
So a lot of good, very good basketball players. And you look at Gable's numbers, and a lot of it depends, of course, how many games the Rangers play. She's not going to pass Haley Horseman. Doubt if she'll make Haley Horseman 13-17 or Jill Henshin at 11-78. But Nicole Wright at 10-66 is definitely reachable. Of course, it all depends on how many victories, and hopefully she has many opportunities to add on to that total.
She'd rather take the W than the points, so whatever it means by that, because you know, some games you may not score that many, and it doesn't mean you had a bad game. There's a lot of other things you got to do to help your team win.
Carson Henshin with 2 of them, and that makes it the difference is 36, so that makes it a running clock, as that will go out of bounds, but the clock should keep going here as Erica Wiedock will check into the lineup. Mention a little bit about Upper Soda Valley. Mac Reisner, almost 400 wins. His teams won state back-to-back in 93 and 94. Their court is named after him now, but 94 is the first. Upper Soda Valley was the first school in Ohio to have the boys and the girls win the state championship in basketball.
Yeah, and I should have done my homework. The boys' head coach was maybe Bill Elsass. Is that right?
That's I think you're right.
Yeah. I see the picture hanging on the wall in her school, but I'm pretty sure he was the head coach. But yeah, Mike Reisner, the girls' coach, had some good years, and yeah, recently, wasn't too long ago, they had some good runs here with the girls' program.
Yeah, very, very good teams, and he retired, and a few years back they knocked off Minster. I think about 6 or 7 years ago they knocked them off.
At Kenton.
Kenton. Yep. Kenton had the sectional that 1 year in there. Sectional final, they put a press on Minster. Came from behind about, I want to say, at least 10 points and won it in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, it was one of the few times Minster, let's say, had ever lost a lead, let's say, like that in that type of game. Tough break for Minster, but Upper was very good that year, and they had some good players.
There will be a timeout on this scramble. Timeout on the floor. And then you wonder about Upper Scioto Valley. If you're wondering where they're located at, their schools are in McGuffey, but it was a consolidation of 3 different towns way back in 1964 that forms the acronym of their nicknames of RAM.
Yeah, I've talked about that before. I think it's kind of unique how they came up with the nickname Rams. They're in McGuffey, like you said. The other townships or communities that make that up are Alger and also Roundhead. So if you take those 3 letters, Roundhead is for R for Roundhead, A for Alger, and M for McGuffey. My joke always was, well, they could have been the Arms or Mars. So I guess they chose the best, and that was the Rams. So that's how they kind of came up with their nickname. Kind of a neat little way to do it, where they tied all those communities together and made a moniker from those communities.
And back in the 60s, there was a lot of consolidation, so you wanted to keep it like it was a common thing. And they not only did the nickname, they also did the colors. Roundhead had the white color, Alger had red, and
nice.
McGuffey had black.
Now, how did you find that out?
Wikipedia is a great resource.
Okay, you found it there. All right, I forgot about the internet. But yeah, I did not know the colors stayed the same, or that's how they came up with them. But yeah, think back in the day, there were Alger maybe had a school, and Roundhead, back in the day, those your farm schools,
one-room schoolhouses back then.
Probably had high school teams even back then. It was 3-pointer by Kennedy Hall.
Marion Local was a consolidation of 5 communities that were one-room schoolhouses. That's how they came about.
Can you name any of them to help me out?
The 5 of them.
Roughly, give the names of those schools.
Well, I don't know the name of the school. I mean, the communities were Chickasaw and Osgood.
Okay, so those are the towns that kind of all joined together to make.
And Marion, why is it called Marion, not Maria Stein? Marion is a township that all those schools are in.
Gotcha.
That's where Marion Local came in. I used to wonder that for years, and that's why it was called Marion Local and consolidated, which a lot of the schools in a lot of the areas in Ohio consolidated back in the 60s.
Allison Top for New Knoxville, number 22, a junior, first underclassman in the ball game for the Rangers.
Number 22 for the Rangers underneath the posts. Weedock, Letterjohn to Gable.
And Upper Scioto Valley, I'm not sure how long, Dave, but they're playing man-to-man defense this possession. Seemed like a lot of zone to start the game and such.
Gable gives it to Letterjohn. Haley rattles around the 3.
8 points in the game, 8 points in the quarter for Haley Letterjohn.
49-11. Number 1 seed, New Knoxville. They advance. They will play on Saturday night. They will play on 5:30, the number 12 seed, Hardin Northern. Another NWCC team in that league. Ridgedale was a 1-1 at 6-0. Waynesfield Goshen was 5-1. Elgin 4-2. Ridgemont 3-3. Perry 2-4, and then Hardin Northern and Upper Scioto Valley in the NWCC. Henson with the drive and 1.
Good move for Avery, kind of working through some defense there. Again, hasn't had many opportunities tonight, so they're kind of getting her a chance to work on her game a little bit. Take another replay. We had a great look here from our stationary camera, the good spin move, and get around and then get the hack there from the left arm against Lowry. So a nice move, and took contact, and more importantly, got the ball up on the bankboard, gave it a chance to go in.
Our replays, as always, from Winners Meats in Osgood, Ohio, one of those one-room schoolhouses that were consolidated to Marion Local.
Hey, it's good to know. I wasn't for sure. I take it for granted. I've always grown up with it being Marion Local, but how was it, for my parents' generation, what were those schools? I know like around Wapak, Uniapolis had a school, and Buckland had a school.
Yep.
And it's just amazing that those schools, had teams, and now they've all had to, at one point, join together to go to Wapak, and so it's a nice little history lesson that you sometimes forget about.
Jump ball, we go down under 15 seconds as the clock continues to run.
And this might be the last quarter that you see the seniors or the Rangers starters for sure.
Henson, 6 seconds. Leffel looks up at the clock. Over to Henson, left-handed shot. We've played 3 quarters here in this sectional opener. The Rangers in control by 41 here on NKTelco Sports.
Clopay Corporation, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road Class A CDL driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package as an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopay.com/careers.
We go to the fourth quarter. The Rangers in control. Imagine Coach Hegmeyer frequently using his bench here as we go with a running clock. It's a very, very quick fourth quarter. The lead on our First National Bank scoreboard, 52-11. As you see the team huddled around Coach Hegmeyer, looking very strong to come back here on Saturday, as we have a lot of new Rangers out there, Jeff.
Yeah, along with Weedock, number 11, support players include number 20, Lauren Wingler. Number 3, again, is Rebecca Leffel. She's been in the game already. Number 50 is Olivia Lammers. And number 22, Allison Top, played some in the third quarter as well. But I expect Leffel and Weedock to come out here soon, and some other JV players will get an opportunity to play in some varsity tournament time action.
We will have a foul there. I think it's number 20, Lauren Wingler, a 5'3" sophomore.
Yeah, she's a sophomore. Olivia Lammers and Allison Top are both juniors, the only 2 juniors on the team, and not a lot of numbers on the program to begin with, but foul on the Rangers will put Upper Scioto Valley on the free throw line for the first time all night. They've yet to shoot a free throw.
Other side, we talked about the winner of this will play Hardin Northern. The other team games on this side of the bracket, we have Minster, the 3 seed, plays Ridgemont. We'll have that tomorrow night. Waynesville goes in the 8 seed, plays number 16, Fort Recovery.
Number
Whoever wins
6
seed, number Fort Recovery, and whoever wins those games will be the second game on Saturday night. So if you look at the seeds, it would be favored to be an MAC rematch between Minster and Fort Recovery, but they play the games for the reason. We'll see how they plays out.
Hitting 1 of 2 free throws was Kennedy Hall. She now has 4 points in the game. Made 1 of 2 free throws.
Top over to Lammers, and Olivia Lammers with a basket.
Nice assist from Allison Top. Lammers a strong girl and gets the ball above her head. She definitely has a high release point, and good to see her get the friendly shooter's touch and get a Ranger basket.
Lammers comes up with the steal. Leffel head up, gives it to Wingler. Lauren over to Weedock. Leffel, 9 points on the game. They go again to Lammers. She's on the block. Gets her own rebound. Another attempt, and the third time's a charm.
Well, I mentioned her size and strength, and you know, some of it is a little bit of luck. The ball came right back to her. I mean, no one had a chance to really get it but her, but she was able to hang with it and, again, finish for her 4 quick points for Lammers here in the fourth quarter.
That will go off the hands, and we'll have a couple more. Kiana Wellman in the game, number 5, and also number 14, Lainey Meyer, a 5'5" freshman, and also number 24, Britton Egbert, a 5'9" freshman. So Coach Hegmeyer able to use the bench generously tonight. Talking about the tournament seeds on the other side, Marion Local with a bye at the 2 seed.
And this is at Lima Shawnee, correct?
This is at Lima Shawnee, yeah. Thanks for clearing that. That's on the other sectional site. Marion Local, the 2 seed with a bye. As that turnover goes at New Bremen, the 4 seed with a bye. Marion will play the winner of St. Henry, the 7 seed, and LCC, the 9 seed. That game is going on as we speak. And then Parkway, the 5 seed, playing Ada. The winner of that game will play New Bremen. That is the second game over at Shawnee tonight. So
Parkway is one of those teams. I mean, that's going to be a good matchup with Bremen on Saturday if Parkway can get by Ada. But I know Parkway, I think they've got some young guns and some talent, and you know, even in volleyball. But for basketball, you know, they've come a long way. I think this is the first above 500 season they've had in a while, if memory serves me right.
Gabrielle Stober, and there's a turnaround there by Bring Edberg. Talking about the Panthers. Gabrielle Stober, a junior, I think she's about 25 points away from 1,000 points.
Yeah, she's lengthy and does a lot of good things, and she made first team with her classmate Allison Hughes. So Gabby Stober and Allison Hughes, Coach Hughes, the boys basketball coach, that's his daughter, but those two pretty much the key to that team, along with the coaches. Girls coach Williamson is a good player. So
Kiana Wellman with a jumper.
Wow, good effort by the support staff, and you got to let them play. I mean, they're out here just deserve the right to play. Yes, they're scoring, and that adds to the lead, but not doing anything fancy, no trick plays or anything. It's just running the offense and taking shots. And, Upper would want that too. You don't want teams to give up. You want to continue to play, and gives your team a chance to score as well. That shot missed by Hernandez.
Knoxville, every tournament game they play means there's more practice time for not only the starters and the players that play, but also the support players as well.
Well, you look at Marion local football. I mean, they get 5 extra games a year. This year they got 6, so that's a whole nother 30 days you got to work with those kids, plus you win. I mean, that, again, maybe a little bit of luck goes into those breaks, but you get those kids in that program for that many years, they're getting a heck of a workout for football, and basketball is the same way. The more time you can get, the better, and a little bit maybe more easier it comes.
There's a foul there on the drive there by Cole.
Fouls on number 14, Lainey Meyer.
Lainey Meyer, freshman, with a foul. So we're under 3 minutes to go on the running clock. The Rangers will notch their 21st win of the season. Come back here on Saturday night. Shot off the mark and goes out of bounds at a Ranger ball. So if the seeds hold, and they often do, you would have all MAC. Number 1 would be New Knoxville. Minster would be number 3. This would be all the way to the Walpock District. And then on the other side of the bracket would be Marion in the winner of New Bremen and Parkway. Again, everything has to go as the seeds hold. Shot by Wingler off the mark. Rebound there by Wellman. The Rams come up with the turnover. And there is a steal there by the Rangers as Lainey Meyer with the steal.
Freshman poking her hand in the way, if you will, coming up with a steal. Again, the clock continues to move, so although they're getting to play, the time's going pretty quick here. And that rule, like you said, Dave, we talked off air. I think you and I probably called the first ever running clock tournament game. Back in the day, it was only during tournaments with the running clock. This year, they opened it up to regular season games. But you and I, maybe 4, 5, 6 years ago, had a Fort Loramie game at Sydney, and
at 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock on Saturday.
Yeah, we had it. So if we weren't the first people to witness it or call it, we were one of the top couple for sure.
Renee Egbert with the steal and all the way, and the holy travel.
Yeah, she got her feet a little bit out of alignment there around the NWC logo on the court. We see it again as this is the NBA. There's 1, 2, 3. And yeah, just not used to that. You can't practice that stuff. You do it in the gym. There's no one watching. There's no pressure. You get a uniform on and you have a girl from the enemy chasing you down the court. Everything speeds up a bit, and it's just not as, quote, easy as it was in the gym during practice.
Nevaeh Lowry,
her second made three-pointer of the game. She now has 8 points in the game to lead the Rams.
Three-pointer by Lainey Meyer.
Lainey Meyer.
That's a nice shot for Lainey Meyer. She came on a lot better during the end of the JV season, got her confidence, hit some shots near the end. As answering that back is Kennedy Hall.
Back-to-back trays as we're last few seconds here of the ball game. And the New Knoxville Rangers take care of business here. As the final score in our First National Bank scoreboard, the Rangers 63, the Rams 18. We'll be back to wrap it up here on NKTelco Sports.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? Nidec Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. Nidec is a global company that is growing with its sights on being a billion-dollar company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. The opportunities abound at Nidec Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with Nidec.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Wegner's IGA have been servicing their communities for more than 90 years, spanning 3 generations. Wegner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and a variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wegner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and New Bremen.
Thank you for your patience as we construct a new fiber broadband service in your area. We know that along with this process comes disruption in the easements and right-of-way areas, and we are restoring most areas as we complete them. A few areas will have some utility work installed, so we need to wait for the work to be completed before the lawns can be repaired. We're very close to having the fiber or coax drops cleaned up and replaced with fiber optic drops. Hang in there just a little longer, and we'll have a majority of the new fiber system installed.
Lift your career to new heights with Crown, an innovative global leader in the material handling industry with over a 75-year history of growth and success. We're seeking career-minded candidates for a wide variety of entry-level and skilled positions in our new Bremen, New Knoxville, Salina, Minster, and other U.S. locations. Visit crown.jobs to apply or find us on social media by searching Careers at Crown.
Clopay Corporation, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road Class A CDL driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package as an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopay.com/careers.
Welcome back to Spencerville High School. The number 1 seeded Rangers win easily 63-18 on our First National Bank scoreboard. With our Wagner's IGA stats and recap, here's Jeff.
Well, the Rangers dominate the score. As you can see, the Rams struggle from the field, just 6 of 23 from the field, but they're very impressive, 5 of 6 from three-point land. So they took care of the shots from distance, just didn't get enough volume, if you will. From the free throw line, just 1 of 2. New Knoxville on the other side there, above 50% from the field, 23 of 41, 5 of 14 from three-point range, and a very good, impressive 12 of 15 from the free throw line. Rebounding margin belongs to the Rangers. They out-rebound the Rams by 10, 22-12, and then the turnovers critical there in that Rams execution of their offense. 25 turnovers for the Rams, 9 for New Knoxville. Stats dominated by the Rangers, and therefore the score as well. Thank you to Wegner's IGA for sponsoring our stats and recap, and for scoring for USV in the game. Kennedy Hall with 7, 3 points from Amelia Hurley, and 8 points Nevaeh Lowry for their total of 18 points for New Knoxville. I'll go down the list here. Number of players scored tonight: Fletcher-John with 8, Haley Fletcher-John with 8, Rebecca Luffel with 9, Avery Hensham with 7, Kiana Wellman with 2, Carson Hensham with 8, Melissa Waterman with 8, Lainey Meyer 3 points, Bryn Egbert 2 points, Ellie Gable 14, and Olivia Lammers 4 for their total of 63.
The Rams and USV Rams end their season at 1-22. And the Knoxville Rangers go to 21-2, and they will come back on Saturday night to play number 12 seed Hardin Northern at the 5:30 game here at Spencerville. Jeff, in general, when they were the heavy favorites coming in here, I'm sure the coaching staff didn't want to come out flat, didn't want to get any bad habits. Other than a stretch of a few minutes there,
the second quarter, yep.
Rangers played pretty solid basketball.
Yeah, they did. Get a lot of girls in the scoring column, a lot of players played. The defense was good, and after that little bit of, let's say, 2.5-minute stretch there in the second quarter, again, after a good first quarter, kind of didn't come out crisp to start the second, but really turned it on and took care of business, which you had to do, and it's tough when you're the top seed and a dominating team to not only do it on the paper, but to do it on the court.
Our player of the game tonight, sponsored by NKTelco, will be a senior coming off the bench for the Rangers, Rebecca Leffel.
Yeah, she came in and really helped them stay consistent on offense. She was 3 of 3 from the field, including a three-pointer, and 2 of 2 from the line. She finished with 9 points, double her average, if you will. Came in at 4.5. She gets 9 tonight. All those in the first half helped put the game out of reach, if you will. But a good job by Rebecca Leffel, one of those seniors that came in big off the bench and took care of business. Good job, Rebecca Leffel. Congratulations from NKTelco being our player of the game.
I'd like to thank our NKTelco sports crew on camera, Kurt Kuffner, and the NKTelco sports band, Bryce Hamrick and Scott Robinson. My partner, Jeff Enchen. I'm Dave Kanacki. Thanks for watching here on NKTelco Sports.